Kamusta na kayo?
Hola, hola, everyone.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Nico Blitz,
And I'm Jackie Ramirez.
and this is the Mexipino podcast, episode 28, I believe.
28. I thought it was 27.
Twen-
27, 28.
27 or 28. I don't know. We'll know by the end of the podcast. But
Yeah.
shouts out to our previous guest, man. We had Jesus Sepulveda one time for the one time, and, dope comedian. And he just had us laughing the entire time. And apparently he had each and every one of y'all laughing as well.
Yeah, the comments that we got were really amazing. They really want Jesus back. And hopefully we can. I mean, hopefully we can catch up with him in a couple months, see how, the reciprocation of his special like was received, and I think it'd be really cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what I noticed, and specifically about like Jesus, and I do also want to compare it to like Joe Coy as well. A
Hmm.
lot of their jokes are extremely cultural,
Absolutely. I
and
mean,
and
because everything is so relatable when it comes to our culture.
oh yeah, for sure. And it's like when you name like I guess Hispanic or like Latino comedians, there's like literally a handful, and then when you name
Hmm.
like Filipino comedians, there's way less. So
Yeah,
like I feel like at some point like all you can really do is talk about culture because that's the one thing that a lot of your people relate to. And
absolutely.
honestly, even watching Jesus's HBO Max special, there were things I couldn't really like, understand because he was speaking Spanish at times, but for the most part, it really solidified how similar Mexican and Filipino culture definitely is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've already talked about similarities within our culture,
Yeah.
and but to see it on a comedic standpoint, it was even more like, oh my gosh, we live the same lives, you
Oh
know?
yeah. It was the
And
best.
yeah, but speaking of comedians, also shout out to Joe Coy because we
Yes.
posted on our social media. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, you can check it out on TikTok or Instagram at Mexipino Podcast. I posted a clip that I was able to ask Joe Coy some of our hot take questions that we've had here on the podcast, and luckily I was able to do that because of my job. And they knew that I wanted to do it for our podcast. So
Mhm.
shout out to the cruise show for letting me do that. But also really big shout out to Joe Coy because he commented, he reposted, and
Yes.
as of right now, it has about 32,000 views on Instagram.
Wait, really? I didn't even know it was like that right now.
Yeah, right now it has like about 32,000. Yeah, 32.4 thousand views on Instagram.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, shout out to Jackie for making that dope content. And I think also off of that post, we maybe got like 100 or 200 followers off of it. So,
Yeah,
Jackie absolutely killed it with that.
thanks, babe. Thanks. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think our followers did go up like a little over 150. So, yeah, we're almost at 4,000 followers on Instagram for at Mexipino Podcast.
Yeah, it's super cool. And what's also super cool is like this past weekend, I actually DJ'd at Pistahan Festival. So, for all of you who don't know, Pistahan is a Filipino festival based in San Francisco, and they do it every single year. As far
Mhm.
as I can remember, ever since I was like, I don't know, 10, 14, or, somewhere around that range, I've been going to that same festival. As of recent years, I haven't, obviously, because I've been in LA. But
Mhm.
the cool thing about it was that, when I first went, it was just simply attending and seeing like people do tinikling, which is the Filipino like bamboo dance that, you smack the bamboo on the floor and then you basically like slide your feet in between the bamboo sticks. It's crazy if you guys haven't
Which
seen it before.
can I say I want to actually learn how to do that because
Oh, yeah.
that looks so fun, to be
Oh, it's
honest.
so fun, and especially when you have a song that and everyone's in sync, and if you can go as fast as possible, it is the best dance ever.
Yeah.
And they had people doing like I don't know if they have this in Mexican culture, but is there like the dance where you dance with the candles in your hands and whatnot?
I believe so. That sounds super
Right?
familiar, but more of our traditional dance that like we would have in parades is flocorico,
Which is what is that?
which is like you wear this big elaborate dress, and it's more of just like waving the dress like in,
Oh,
yeah,
that's what it's
and
called.
flocorico, yeah. And then they also have a partner, which is a charro, basically kind of like a cowboy, I guess you could say.
Okay, okay.
Um, and they danced together. But
That's
yeah, I
sick.
I did flocorico for like a year in
Wait,
elementary school.
what?
Yeah, I did flocorico in elementary for like a year. I loved it. But it just like I was more into sports than that. And it conflicted, so I couldn't really do that.
Wait, so now I'm just learning something extremely brand new about you right now, babe. But you've done Flocorico?
Flocorico.
Flocorico. Sorry, y'all. Sorry for the butcher or my Americanized version of it. We're actually gonna get to that a little bit later. But
Yeah.
so wait, did you like did your mom put you in? Like what happened?
It was just kind of like an after school program, just
Oh,
to kind
okay.
of like, have the girls and the guys that like wanted to get in touch with their culture, which is really interesting because, I mean, you don't really expect schools to teach traditional dances like that.
Oh, for sure.
And so my school, predominantly Latino school, my elementary school, they offered it, and I really wanted to do it because some of my friends were in it. And I did it for about, like, I would say, like a year. Stayed after school for practices. I performed in the front of the school at assemblies sometimes.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it was really, really cool. I wish I would have gone more like longer with it, and I feel like I would have really, really grown to love it. Um, Not that I didn't, but
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
just it sports was more of my world, and yeah.
I know, I totally get it. I mean, I took Taekwondo when I was a kid. Not that that has to do with Filipino culture in any single way, but like, something, and it was also like an after school thing. So I did it probably at like
Mm.
4 p.m. after school. But it's just something that you kind of just grow out of a
Yeah.
time. And I was like, yeah, I kind of want to move on to like other. I actually wanted to move on to like play basketball and whatnot. So me and you kind of have like that same like, okay, we started doing this after school, and then we just went on to something that we really wanted to do afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah,
I w-
definitely.
I will say though, like Jackie and I are watching the show called Love Is Blind season 2 on Netflix, and there's this dude who was doing like he was singing like a mariachi, and I just thought it was like the coolest thing ever, like because his voice didn't match his singing voice, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, like I feel like every single mariachi is like that, and it was the coolest thing to see.
Yeah, it's super cool. And then I've told you before too, I've always wanted to be a part of a mariachi, but one, I can't sing, so that's a no-go. Two, I don't know how to play an instrument, so that's also a no-go. But I really want to do it because of how like beautiful and sentimental the music is, and how you can make someone feel so many emotions with one song.
Yeah.
And also the style of clothing that they wear.
Oh,
Like I
amazing.
love it. I love it so much, and I just want to wear like a nice skirt, long
Oh
skirt that
yeah.
looks like so nice, and yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, you're talking about pistahan, babe.
Yeah, Pistahan was super cool because, like, guys, like, I look at the statistics sometimes, and a lot of our viewership, or rather listenership,
Hmm.
is actually our top 3 cities I just saw today is Los Angeles, San Diego,
Oh,
and then San Francisco. Yeah, it's
interesting.
kind of a weird parallel. So it's like, we've told you guys stories of we've been at the clubs, and people have like come up to us. So at Pistahan, I'm literally chilling on this float.
Hmm.
And then this firefighter comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, bro, Mexipino podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's
I
like,
see.
"Bro, like I love you and your girl's podcast. I tell my wife about it all the time. Like,
That's
can we,
so
yeah." And
awesome.
he was like, "Can we please take a photo?" And I'm gonna show this photo to my wife. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I'll take a photo with you, firefighter. Thank you."
That's so funny, but I love it, and like I think this past weekend too for me, like it was really eye opening and so surreal because people were coming up to me, like asking for pictures because either the podcast, radio, or just so many other things
Oh
because
yeah,
I host
Jackie's
at
popping
Galaxy.
now, y'all. Remember that.
No, not, but
Jackie's like
like
the voice of all of LA sports and the radio right now. So royalty in the building on this podcast.
no, but I do want to give a special shout out to Celine,
Mm,
that I met at Galaxy. She is part of the Angel City Brigade, which is the supporter section.
sick.
Um, I'm not quite sure if she's part of like Galaxians. Uh, oh, you hear Bria?
Yeah,
So
sorry.
or
If you guys hear all that screaming in the background, it's my niece or my nephew, Bria and Chance.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
I'm not sure if she's part of like Galaxians, Angel City Brigade, because there's like four different supporter groups, but they all mesh together.
Yeah.
But then she saw me like last homestand. She said hi to me. She told me she loved the podcast. So Celine, thank you so much. And then I saw her this past weekend, and she asked me for a photo. And I was like, oh yeah. She goes, and I was like, Celine, right? And she goes, yeah, you remember me? I was like, yeah, of course. Like I always ask people for their names because, like, you guys do mean the world to us. You guys
Yeah.
have exponentially, like, helped us grow
Mm-hmm.
so fast. And we want to make sure that we take the time to actually get to know you guys and ask you for your names. And although, like, Nico's very bad at remembering
I'm
names,
so bad, y'all. So bad.
so like we hope that if we meet you guys and then we meet you again and we forget your name, like we're so sorry, but we will try our best to remember everybody because
Yeah.
we truly do like actually care about every single listener that we have. And it's so crazy, like it's wild. And if you guys actually see us, please say hi to us because we
Yeah,
want.
please say hi. Like, I mean, it's not like on some like fame stuff or anything, but we just
No.
genuinely want to meet you. And it's like, I can't even tell you how many times people have come up to like us and have been like, lumpia is an egg roll, or lumpia is not an egg roll, or a taco is a rolled up, or a taquito is a rolled up taco. And it's like, oh, this is crazy how people actually
Yeah.
listen. And like, I it's definitely a blessing. So we do want to say thank you. Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. And thank
Thank
you
you
for
guys.
supporting our long distance relationship too. Cause we've been I was gonna say separated, but that's definitely not the right word. We've been physically apart from each other for about like a month now. And there's been a
Oh my
lot of
gosh, it has been a month.
yeah, but there's been a lot of changes that have been going on in our lives. Like I've been busy with the club, and Jackie's been busy doing the radio stuff. And within our relationship, we've been doing a lot of things to spice it up, so to speak. So when Jackie first came over here after I had moved back to the Bay, I told myself like, hey, like why don't we go to this Stranger Things experience? And she
Yeah.
geeked.
Yeah, because I love Stranger Things. And like I think we both agree that this last season of Stranger Things was the
The
best season.
best, the best
The
season,
best
y'all.
season. Like, if you guys haven't watched Stranger Things, I know it is difficult for some people to like get into it. Like, it's like mainstream type of like,
It's mainstream.
show.
You don't want to watch Stranger Things because it's mainstream. It's so
Well,
good.
yeah, well, like some people won't want to watch it because it's like the
That's
popular thing.
crazy.
And I will say season two is kind of a drag, but seasons like the yeah, because I mean you can't
Wait,
really remember.
what's the latest season? 4?
Yes.
No, 3 was a drag. 3 was a super
No,
drag.
it wasn't three. Three was the one with oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Season
3
three
was
was
the
a drag.
drag. 3 was the
Yeah.
drag.
Three was a drag. My bad, y'all. But anyway, so yeah, we went to the Stranger Things experience, and like I was fully prepared to make like a date night TikTok, and like my weekend in San Francisco. The second we got there, they were like, no photos, no videos, you can't do anything. I was like,
Yeah, and you know what? I was actually very happy about that because like
yeah,
I mean, I've been to a couple like quote unquote experiences, and
hmm,
like what sucks is that like if the line is getting held up or whatever because people are just like on their phones just doing things. But truthfully, I mean, we can't even I don't even want to like break down the experience for y'all, but there was literally no time to pull out your phone anyway.
yeah. So just to kind of break it down, how I broke it down for other people was this is how I kind of broke it down for people without like saying how it went. I think you guys probably heard that.
Oh, Jackie
Sorry.
just got a notification. It's all good. Who you texting? Who you?
Sierra.
Oh, who you?
Sierra.
Oh, okay. See how quickly she deflected that, y'all. She already had her answer right away. She gets a text message. I ask who. She already has her go-to answer. I see you.
You want to see Sierra's invited me somewhere. but
Man.
anyway, but anyway, so basically what it is, the experience isn't normally like your photo op and like you're just walking around type of thing. It's you being in an immersive experience, which means that you are one of the characters.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's all I really want to say, because I really want people, if you're in San Francisco or if you find yourself in San Francisco, to go check it out. I think it's up until September. And as of right now, they only have 3 locations. It's here, in San
Yep.
Francisco, New York, and London.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is super crazy, but it's really, really cool. It's really worth it. I think you guys should definitely go. And at the very end, you're actually in, like, that's when you can take pictures and take videos and like hang out, because it's a really cool, like, mall experience. I will
Yeah.
say, like, I will just leave it at that.
I mean,
But
I will say that like if you're really into Stranger Things, you will see every single uh like food thing that they've displayed on the show. Like
yes,
and by no means are we sponsored by the Stranger Things experience. It was just really freaking cool to
but I
it
mean,
was
if they
really
want to
cool to go
sponsor
to.
us, they
Hey,
totally.
I'm just saying they need a Filipino in there or a Mexican in there. How about that? Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da.
Oh my god. And then we also got the Hellfire Club t-shirts.
Oh
We got
yeah,
our
yeah, yeah.
matching t-shirts. Yes, we were that couple and got matching t-shirts.
Yeah,
But
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was about to buy like this pink, and this would have been probably one of the worst purchases I ever made. I was gonna buy like their roller rink jacket that would have cost me like $180, and I kept on looking at it. I was like, oh, that's fly as hell. And then we walked around the end of the experience, and then I go back to this jacket. I'm like, you know what? The material's not fully there. Like, and I don't think I want to spend like
yeah.
$180, but you know, it is what it
Yeah,
is.
I was just like, babe, let's just buy a t-shirt. Let's just buy a Hellfire Club t-shirt. So that's what we did, but it was really awesome, and I'm really appreciative that Nico took the time to, like, make sure that there was time for the both of us, even though
Oh yeah.
it was more of like a club event type of weekend, because
Yes.
that's really, I mean, realistically, because of our long distance relationship, like when I do go out to the Bay, it is going to be a weekend, and more than likely we're going to be at the club. But nonetheless, like, Nico made sure that there was something for us, and
Yes.
yeah.
For sure. And going back to the long distance relationship tips, fellas, ladies, figure out something to do when your significant other comes to your city.
Yeah, and
Actually,
then also this brings up
well, okay.
this brings up a topic. This
Okay,
brings
Jackie.
up
Okay,
a topic.
Jackie and the cruise show called me out so hard on this, and Jackie's. We didn't even plan on talking about this. Go ahead.
No. If you are in a long distance relationship, should your partner pay for your flights?
Oh God.
So, for example, if I go out to the Bay and vice versa, if Nico comes to LA, should I pay for his flights? The difference is that when Nico flies over here, he can use it as a write off. I can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't, because I'm not my own business.
We have a podcast. We just say we filmed a podcast. What? I mean, first of all, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I think that you should, especially if you can, like, afford the means. But isn't it also the same thing if I end up buying a flight and you end up buying a flight? Isn't it the same thing anyway?
No, it's not the
Oh
same
my
thing, because
God.
guess what? Guess
It's
what,
the
babe?
gesture.
I'm gonna be the one that's flying out to you way more often than you're gonna fly back to me.
No. Who said that? That's crazy.
That's
Oh, okay,
crazy.
okay,
That's
so
crazy.
wait, so you're
Babe,
saying
no,
because
no,
you're gonna
no,
so you're
no, no,
saying if you're gonna fly out more that I'm paying for your flight, that means I'm spending more money. What?
no, 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 no.
What?
Ask me how many flights I have already bought.
You bought like
No,
two? Two.
I have three.
Oh.
I have three. How many flights have you come back?
I mean, I have one, but then I'm gonna book them like a month ahead of time. Actually, I have
No,
three.
you
No, no, no,
haven't
no.
come
Wait, wait,
back
wait,
at
wait.
all.
No,
You
but
haven't.
I have three instances when I'm gonna come back. A, this weekend for James's wedding, and we're gonna spend time together. B, for your dad's birthday, and C, for your birthday. That's literally 3 times. Just because I didn't buy the flights yet doesn't mean I'm not gonna go. That's crazy.
Well,
To answer your question,
you haven't bought the flights for a reason.
Okay, no. So yes, that means you're gonna buy the flights. If the question is, oh, should your
No,
partner buy the flight?
no, you clearly haven't bought the flights because you know you're not gonna come.
I am gonna come. I'll
No,
come
you're
wherever I want.
okay. Let's not go there.
Oh man, but going back to going
By
back
the
to
way,
this.
everybody and on all the listeners on radio said that you should pay for my flights.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll buy one right now. Well, not right now. We're still doing the podcast. But going back to the long distance relationships. So I've been living with my parents for a month now. And as of recently, I've been calling my parents roomies. And they just been dying off of that because it's like, y'all, I'm low key living kind of good over here. Like I be waking up, there's already coffee ready, and then it's like my parents will be like, "What do you want to eat?" And I'm just like, "Whatever," and then they buy whatever, and then I'm eating by like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I'm like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." And then dinner comes around, they're like, "Oh, what do you want to eat for dinner?" I'm like, "I don't know." And then my sister's either coming around, and then she's cooking, or my dad's cooking something. I'm like, "Oh yeah." My pocket's kind of hefty.
Yeah, and you know what? I live with my parents and I'm buying most of my shit. I'm like working so much that I don't eat dinner with my parents anymore. I barely see them. They are actually roommates at this point.
Hello, roommates. I be texting them right now, like, "Oh, what's up, roomies? What are we getting for dinner?" What's up,
Or
roomies? I'm gonna be back home at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I think I called my parents roomies one time and they did not appreciate that.
Oh God. I mean, that's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. But
Mhm.
one thing. This is the one thing that like I know I can't complain about because I mean I live here, but I'm not paying for anything, so I'm not gonna say anything. But
Say it though, your mom's
no,
right
but
there.
no, I'm gonna say it because this is like low key kind of disgusting. So what
High
my
key.
high key, what my parents do to save on the water bill is kind of crazy. So upstairs, there's like a community restroom, and it's basically for like friends, family, whoever comes by, right? And so sometimes I'll open up the toilet bowl. There's either some spit or like some piss in there, and I'm just like, yo, this is kind of gross, man. Like, what if I needed to like take a dump? Like, I'm already gonna flush it anyway. And if I take a dump, y'all ever get that feeling when you take a dump and then
Yeah.
the water like just comes back up and hits your butt? That's like one of my biggest fears, to have like spit or pee in a toilet bowl, take a dump, and then the water just touches the bottom of my butt.
But why don't they just flush the rest
Because
of it?
and I haven't asked them this, but I know it's to save on the water bill. I
Ask your mom right
know
now.
it.
She's right there.
No, my mom's downstairs with the kids right now, but I know that's what it is. And it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just like one of those things where I'm like, this is kind of disgusting, and it's redundant because it's like I'm gonna flush it anyway.
Yeah,
So you know what
before you even use
I'm gonna
it.
flush it before I use it if there's something in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just like a little pet peeve of mine, and that's kind of like one of those
But it
situations where I wish I had my privacy.
but it's crazy because like I when I go over, like they don't do that.
That's because they know you're over. When they know it's just us over here, they're like, "Oh yeah, let's save this water." I'm like, "Oh my god, bro,
I'm sick.
this is nuts." But I do want to give a shout out to my mom, because my mom is extremely diligent when it comes to laundry.
Oh, my mom too. She is honest. I think she does laundry like either once a week or like every week and a half.
Too bad. I feel like you guys do laundry like every 3 days.
Well, it's because my mom does like her laundry, like her and my dad's laundry. She does my
Mm.
grandma's laundry on another day, and then I do my laundry like on another day.
Mm. Okay, so the laundry machine in your household is like constantly running.
Yes,
Basically.
basically.
See, so the way my family does laundry is that everybody will be, and by everybody I mean like AKA my parents, AKA myself, AKA Sabrina and Jason. They'll all come
And the
over,
kids
and the kids, they'll all come over here to do laundry on a Sunday.
on a Sunday. See, like I used to do, like my mom used to do her like their laundry on a Sunday, but now I think she does. I do mine on like Tuesdays. She does my grandma's on Wednesdays, and then like she'll do hers like on a Thursday, I think.
Got you,
Yeah,
got you, got
but
you.
like I can't have my laundry like sitting for like 2 weeks because then I get annoyed that I have so much clothes. I get annoyed that
Okay.
it's like it's overflowing, and then like I'm just like I'd rather do like 2 or 3 small batches of like loads of laundry rather than like an extra large load of all black clothes, like darks and
Eh.
then lights and then yeah.
Okay, so this begs the question: how long is too long to not do laundry?
I would say 2.5 weeks. Like that's pushing it. Like that's already pushing
Mm.
it. I like to do my laundry like every week, week and a half. Because like I said,
Mm.
can't stand like having a lot of clothes and I hate folding. I hate folding. I will admit that I
Oh, I
hate
love
folding.
folding.
No, you
I
don't.
love folding. So peaceful.
Your grandma folded your clothes when
Okay,
you went
no.
up to
First of
the
all, my
bay.
grandma wanted to fold my clothes. Like I was down to fold my clothes. I like folding my clothes.
She folded your clothes because you hadn't done it in like 3 days and they were still there.
Yeah, and I was still gonna get to it. What? To answer the question though, I'm just saying, me, since I have a community laundry at my apartment complex, and it costs maybe like $10 to do the laundry every single time. Like I'm down for once a month. I'll do my laundry once a month.
I don't know how you
You
do
save
that, but
you save so much money that way.
no, you don't save money because
Yeah,
guess
you
what?
do.
No, because guess what? You go and buy underwear. You go and buy boxers because you run out of them because you haven't done your laundry.
Yo,
So that $10 actually turns into like 25 because you're buying a new pack of boxers every time you do your laundry.
I like
You're like,
getting new boxers. My balls feel fresh.
okay. You know they could feel fresh with like washed
Fresh underwear.
with fresh underwear if you do it more often. You know, if
Okay.
we live together, we're doing it like every week and a half or 2 weeks. You know
Oh
that,
yeah. Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah, we are.
We're doing laundry.
Oh, we could do it on the laundry.
Oh my God.
She's gonna be like, Nico, I'm stuck in the dryer.
Stop. No, you're horrible. I just know Dino's gonna want to put that in the clip.
Step Kuya, help me. I'm stuck in the washer.
Ew, no. Dino, do not put that part in that clip. Don't
It's
put the
called
step kuya.
it's called role play, babe. I'm just kidding.
No, we're
Joke
not doing
long. It's a jokey joke.
Oxlang.
Oh God. No, but so I have this method to my laundry madness, y'all. So the boxers, this might be I don't know, whatever. So the boxers that I like to wear are like the like boxers, not the boxer briefs, but like the thin boxers that kind of like are loose around your leg. That's the stuff I like to wear because you get the breeze between your knees and whatnot. I like to feel the cold air just trickle up my body.
Circulate.
Yeah, just to circulate, get some circulation for your
Okay,
private
just
parts.
we get it, we get it, we get it, we get it, we get
So,
it.
but I do also have boxer briefs. So the elastic
The
ones that are
tight
like, yeah, the
ones.
tight ones that are like stuck on your leg. So
Honestly,
no, wait, 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 wait. So
I
my
don't even
so
know the
so the
difference.
method to my madness is that I know so I use up all my boxers and then I get to my boxer briefs. So I know I need to do laundry as soon as I start to get to my boxer briefs because I know I don't want to wear those.
Oh boy.
You
Oh
get what I'm
boy.
saying? It's like
Yes.
no, but every guy has this. Every guy has that pair of like underwear or boxers that they don't want to wear, so they leave it for like the end of like their laundry cycle.
Okay, this
Guys
might
do
be
this. Guys
but
do
this might
this.
be TMI, but you know like girls have like period panties.
Oh what?
Yeah, like we have like our ones that we wear like daily. We have our ones that we wear daily. We have our ones that are like when we're feeling ourselves and we want to wear like matching colors to our bras. And that's how you know like we're feeling ourselves. And then we also have the ones that we wear when we're on our period.
Oh. Oh, because I like, is it for like a tampon or like?
It just feels more secure for some like girls and like you feel like
Oh,
you
I didn't know
won't
that.
like leak.
I get. I mean, yeah, I don't expect girls on their periods to wear like thongs or something. You know, like I just don't think that's like
There's
smart.
no way. There's no way. Trust me, there's no way.
Hey, look, you learn something new about guys and girls when it comes to personal hygiene every single day on the Mexipino podcast, y'all.
Period. No, no pun intended there.
Wait, I just got that. Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh.
So another thing, being back at home, especially in my Filipino household, I've been more privy to speaking in my native Tagalog language. I guess not native to me because I'm not like
I was gonna say,
not from
babe,
there.
I'm like, you're born in America, so I don't think Tagalog is your native
It's
language.
not my native language, but like I've been speaking a lot more Tagalog, and it's funny because like there will be moments where my grandparents are over, or my grandparents are on the phone, or like, my parents are just up here chilling, and I'll just come up and be like, "Kamusta na?" And then they'll just be like, "Anong balita?" Shit like
Oh,
that. Which
but
so "Anong balita" means like what's the news or like what's new, and I'll like go ahead and just like say shit like that to them, and they're just like, "Oh my god, this fucking kid of ours."
oh my, I like that's literally how I feel when I'm just like, oh my god, this man's my boyfriend.
But you don't talk to your parents like that sometimes just to mess with them?
I think I probably do. I probably do, but I just don't catch it. It's more probably me and my dad that like do like say like say stupid shit like
Like
that.
like Americanized
Like
Spanish?
Americanized Spanish. Yeah, I know. I always say buenos nachos.
Oh yeah, you do say that.
I say buenos nachos because there was a video of a kid who was in Spanish class, and he goes, um, and he was like kind of like going off of like what the teacher was saying. She was like mañana. He goes mañana, and then she's
Mañana.
like, what? He goes, and what else did she say? She was all like, um, she says hola. He goes hola, and then
Oh my
and she
god.
goes buenas noches. He goes buenas nachos.
I feel like your dad says buenos nachos though.
He
I feel
does
like he
because
says
I say
it.
it, and then like because like I can joke around with him more like that. My mom would probably like just be like tired of our shit. She is tired of our shit. My dad.
Oh my god. I just be doing it just to, like mess with them and whatnot. I remember at Pistahan, I was walking down the street with like Dino, Lil Bastos, and Jess Oso, and then they wanted to go that way, just
Mm.
any direction you could think of, right? So then I said this. I said, "Oh, let's go that.
Oh, let's go, dad.
Let's go that." And then they started laughing, and I was like, "Yo, I got that because when I was younger
Mm-hmm.
and I was in the Philippines, maybe like 14, 15, whatever. My cousin, uh, he just said, "Kuya Nico, let's go that." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Let's go that." I'm like, "You mean let's go there?" And then he just starts laughing. All my cousins start laughing because they're like, he attempted to speak English and
Aww.
connected. So I'm like, let's go that.
Let's go, dad.
But I
I'm
think he also
sick.
might have meant like, let's go that way.
You know what's funny is that like when I went to Mexico when I was like 16 or 17, 16 or 17,
Yeah.
my cousins over there, they would ask me to translate some stuff for them. They're like, "Oh, cómo se dice?" Like whatever. "Cómo se dice this?" And then they're like, "Cómo se dice what they asked me something. They asked me like a bad word, and I was like, "Oh,
Um,
I can't tell you that." And they're like, "No, you can." And I was like, "No, I can't. Like that's a bad word." And then like it was like, "Cómo se dice like chingate?" And I was just like, which
wait, what is
means
that?
F you.
Oh,
And I
okay,
was just
okay.
like, I can't tell you that. Like I can't. They were asking me how to say F you. They were asking me how to say bitch. They were asking me how to say like like fuck you and your mom. Like they were
That's
I was
crazy.
yeah, and I was just like, I can't tell you this. I'm gonna get in trouble.
That's insane. You know, this brings up probably the most interesting word that you can get between both Filipinos and Mexicans. So if you're specifically a Mexipino, you kind of have that card to go either or. And the craziest word that is shared between Filipinos and Mexicans is puto. Because obviously in Spanish,
It's
it
a very, very bad term to use.
is crazy.
It's a derogatory term
It's
towards
it's
the
crazy.
LGBT community.
Yeah, it's crazy. But in Filipino culture, in Tagalog, well, actually, yeah, Filipino culture, it's literally a rice cake.
Yeah.
It's a rice cake in the Philippines.
So yeah.
It's literally insane how the same word just means two completely different things. One
Very,
derogatory and
very
one toward food.
yeah, like you can either get your ass handed to you or get a rice cake handed to you.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure. Well, you know what's funny is that like, when I learned about that word, it was actually from like my like Hispanic friends.
mhm.
And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." So then
Yeah.
when I'd hear it from like my, Filipino family when I finally got that like dessert introduced to me, I'm like,
Mhm.
"Huh?"
You're like, "Hey, yo, why are we calling each
they're
other
like
this right?"
they're like, "Nico, you want some puto?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, What does that mean?"
You're like, "Excuse me.
I was like,
Excuse me."
I just wanted some. You didn't have to call me anything."
You're
It was
horrible.
crazy. It was so crazy hearing that
Yeah.
word grow up. And I'm like, you know, that being said, just be weary wherever you use that word. If you're in the
Yeah.
Philippines, you kind of good. If you anywhere else, yeah,
Don't say it. Yeah, if you
don't
anywhere
say it.
else, don't say it. But something that Nico's been doing lately, and like something that we've been doing, like actually, this brings up like a really good interesting fact about the Mexipino podcast.
Mm.
So Nico and I used to say "I'm dead" a lot. Like I'm dead. Like I'm sick. I'm dead. I still say I'm sick, but like we were this close to like naming the Mexipino podcast "Soy Muerto," as in like
Yes,
I'm dead,
I'm dead.
because we literally wanted to like literally translate I'm dead, because that's all we would say, like soy muerto, oh estoy muerto, estoy muerto.
Well,
um
that's the funniest thing about the language because when you get these American phrases and
mhm.
translate them to either Spanish or Tagalog, it just sounds crazier. So it's like I think we got it maybe from like Twitch, right? Because I kept saying like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead." And then
and
when
then
I think I just kept on doing like reggaeton sets like every Tuesday and then I asked Jackie, I was like, "How do you say I'm dead in Spanish?" She's like,
I'm like
"Estoy
estoy
muerto."
muerto.
And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's fire." I'm just about to say that every time someone make me laugh. Like someone say a joke in the chat and I'd be like, "Estoy muerto."
I'm sick. And then like it was funny because then Nico would be like, you know, in Spanish, you J is pronounced ha, like, and then like so when people would type like J A in the chat, Nico go ja 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 ja. I was like,
Ja, 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 ja,
no,
ja,
they're
ja, ja.
laughing, babe. They're laughing.
No, but they're also laughing like ja 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 ja.
No, they're
See,
not.
the rest of the world laughs like ha 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 ha. But everyone who speaks Spanish laughs like ja 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 ja.
Stop. You can't say that when you have a Mexican girlfriend. You can't say that when you have a Mexican girlfriend,
Too
babe.
bad everybody in the internet thinks I'm Mexican and everyone thinks you're Filipino.
That's big facts.
But over this
Next time I'm gonna be like, "Kumusta na kayo?"
oh, see, and then I'm gonna be like, "Hola, hola." But it brings this up because literally this entire weekend, I don't know what happened, but I was just on fire with these
Literal translations.
literal translations. So these are literal translations of American phrases in Tagalog.
That Nico's gonna teach me.
I'm gonna teach y'all. So the first one I think everybody is privy to right now, especially after the pandemic, is we outside.
We outside.
We outside.
We
You know,
outside.
we outside with it. And so I'm over here like, we're over here at the Pistahan Fest, and I'm over here saying something like, damn it, what was I saying? Sa labas na kami.
Sa labas na kami.
Sa labas na kami.
Sa labas na kami.
Literally, everyone around me was like, you freaking idiot. It sounds so much funnier in Tagalog because you'd be like, oh, we outside. You just gotta say like sa
Sa
labas na
labas ka kami.
or it might be sa labas na tayo.
Sa labas na tayo.
Like, bro.
I like the tayo one because you could go like,
yeah,
sa
it's
labas
kind
na
of like that
tayo.
little sa labas na tayo. We outside. And the other one,
You were on a float with Ruby Ibarra.
I was on the float with Ruby Ibarra. Shouts out to Ruby. She's literally one of the dopest rappers I've ever met, and just in on period. I used that wrong. On exclamation
Yeah, you
point.
did.
On period.
Don't ever use that again because you don't know how to use it.
So Ruby,
you by the way, you just have to say, and that's on what period,
and that's on what period.
Never
I gotta
mind,
figure out how to
say.
Okay, wait. Okay, so so Ruby was rapping on the float, and she was just going hella hard. She was going hella hard, and then on my caption after I put her on my Instagram, I was like, "Tigas, tigas." So tigas means hard. So I feel like anytime I'm at like some Filipino shit and someone does something hella hard, I'd be like, "Tigas, tigas." Like, it's so hard.
That's.
And if you want to say hella hard, you gotta say sobrang tigas.
Sobrang tigas.
Sobrang tigas, bro.
I'm sick. I am sick. I can't believe that.
So, going back to what I just said when I said on period. So now I just looked up the Tagalog word for period, and it's panahon.
Panahon.
So,
and that's on what? Panahon.
That's on what? Panahon.
Panahon.
Panahon, bro. That's on panahon, pare.
Panahon, pare.
Pare. That's on panahon. You see how much harder it sounds? It sounds so crazy in Tagalog. It sounds so hard. It sounds sobrang tigas.
I'm sick. I'm sick.
Oh my god. And those are the three that I want to go over today, my friends.
Yes. Nico and I were talking because going back to like Nico living at home, we were talking about Mexican and Filipino households, and then we started talking about superstitions too. So it's very interesting to see how some of our superstitions within our cultures is similar. Because growing up in a Mexican household, and I think pretty much all Latinos too, can relate to like three things being like, you're in a Mexican or a Latino household when you see these three things.
Okay.
You see the Last Supper portrait in the dining room or in the kitchen. When you walk in, you see either Jesus or God's portrait at the entranceway of the house.
Yes.
And then in your room, you have a cross hanging above your bed. Or, like me.
Oh, there's literally a cross on top of her head. Oh my god, that's actually funny.
I have a cross right there. It used to be like right above my bed, but that's how you know. Funny. That's how you know you're in like a Mexican or Latino household.
But what's cool is that's also the same thing in Filipino households too. Like, I mean, granted, I'm in my kitchen right now and we don't have a Last Supper in my kitchen. Maybe that like deducts Filipino points from me right now. But like growing up, like, especially in my grandparents' house, there's like this wooden. It's the coolest Last Supper you will ever see. Because
Oh,
normally it's like painting.
it's like a like an engraved one, like it's
It's like an engraved
carved
wood. Yeah, it's like a
carved.
carved wooden piece, and I'm like, that's the coolest like Last Supper I've ever seen. You know, whenever I go to other people's houses, it might be like a painting, and I'm like, oh, that's some light. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that
You want to
basic
see the
but cool.
Yeah, you want to see this. You want to see this wooden carved piece of the It's like a 3D joint too.
Yeah, I've
Like
seen
it's
those.
ill. And then also downstairs there is like that, like it's like a sign of Jesus and says like, God, please bless this home and everybody who may like enter and exit. I'm like, okay, that's cool, that's cool. But if you go in my
That's
room downstairs, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I just
What?
realized that the Last Supper picture is the like the Mexican equivalent to like live, laugh, love in white households.
I'm hella dead.
Yo, I just realized that right now.
Round of applause. Round of applause for that was
I just
good.
realized.
That was a
Uh,
great comparison. That was super great. But I mean, I guess it could be like a cultural thing because a lot of like Mexicans and Filipinos are just like super Catholic and whatnot. So they
mhm,
bring God everywhere type thing. But
absolutely.
I've been seeing my nephew. He's a little punk right now. Like he won't walk. I literally just think he is super scared to walk because
Aw.
I'll hold his hands and he'll move his feet and whatnot. He'll do the
Mhm.
little Elvis dance with his legs.
I'm sick.
But, I'd put Jackie on FaceTime sometimes and I'd be like, look, Chance is not walking. But Jackie actually had like this Mexican superstition that she said could work with Chance.
Yeah, so I've seen this thing where like if you have a baby hold two lines, like if a baby's like already preparing to walk, if you put two limes in either baby's hand, like it's said that they will be able to walk on their own, because it also is kind of like a psychological thing where it's like they need to feel the need to like grab onto something, and if they
Yeah.
holding something, then they'll feel secure to walk. And I've seen it on TikTok a lot where they try it with like a lot of like Latino babies, and they give them limes, and then all of a sudden the babies start walking. So
That's
I
not.
told so I told Nico and his like sister and her fiance, I was just like, you guys should try it. I mean, I don't know if it works on Filipino babies, but I've seen it work on Mexican
Oh
babies.
my God. Yeah, because my sister ended up putting limes in my nephew's hand. It didn't work. And I'm like, does this method only work for Mexican babies? Because it didn't work for him.
But it's okay. Chance will get there. Chance will walk when he wants to walk.
Chance will definitely get there. I think he'll
Yeah.
get there in maybe like a month or so.
But that brings up another superstition that I know about babies, like with in like at least Latinos and like Mexican superstitions,
Hmm.
that if a baby passes under like one leg, you have to make sure it passes through the other, or else the baby won't grow to its full height.
Wait, what do you mean? Like if a baby is crawling underneath my legs or?
Yeah, so like if a baby passes like under like one like your left leg, you have to make sure that they go past under the right leg, or else they won't
Hmm.
grow to their full height. It's just like a thing. I don't know.
What if Chance has crawled underneath like both my legs.
Yeah, I guess like I don't
Right.
know. Yeah, like I think
Or
it's more
or
of
you specifically mean like if the baby's crawling on one side, they got to go
yeah,
around on
they
the.
gotta
Oh,
go
okay, okay,
around.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. That's
Which is
interesting.
really, yeah, super interesting. I don't know the background on it. I don't know why, but we're a bunch of like superstitious
I
like
mean,
people. So
honestly, there's very unexplainable things that have happened to my house or that has happened in my house. And one of these superstitions is I remember I was cleaning my closet, the once in a
mhm,
blue moon where I clean my closet, and I found like this, like a red Solo cup.
mhm,
This red Solo cup had some uncooked rice in it. And I'm over here like, what the hell is like some uncooked rice doing in my closet? And
mhm.
I took it out, and my mom was like, put that back. I'm like, why? And she's like, oh, it's to like it's basically to like suck away any like bad spirits back into the rice type of situation. I'm like,
Interesting.
that is like the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, I don't
Well,
think, I mean, like you could have a dream catcher, yeah, but like I don't think they're gonna like get sucked into the uncooked rice. Like, then what if you eat the rice? Are you eating
well,
all the bad spirits?
that was my next question. Like, are you do you have to dispose of it a certain way? Because I know when you do like a egg cleanse that you have to dispose of the egg a certain way.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, see, I don't know if you have to like dispose the rice in like a certain way. All I know is when I was gone, my room ended up flooding, and then literally everything is gone. So that thing of rice is not even in my closet no more.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, but
But
I've seen the egg thing though, like the egg thing that
yeah.
actually starting to believe the egg thing because even on TikTok I've been seeing like black yolk eggs.
Yeah, because like it's and you can really use it for like if you feel like bad energy, if you feel like um just like something in your life isn't right, like you just are having like a string of bad luck.
Oh,
People tend to do this like egg cleanse. I've never done it. I have felt like the need to want to do it before, but I really wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing before I did it because I know that in Latino culture we do believe in these superstitions a lot, and if you do something a wrong way, I don't want it to like
yeah.
bad spirits, bad energy to come to me. But from what I know is that you just kind of bring it like if you start from your head and you bring it down towards your feet and you just rub all over.
So you're
And
literally rubbing an egg around your
mhm.
entire body.
Yes, and then when you break the egg into a glass of water, the there can be webs created, and that all like it always dictates. There's so many different meanings in like if the yolk turns black, if there's how many strings of like webs of like the actual yolk is like could mean like how many people are wishing like bad upon you, or if it's someone close to you,
She
and if
said
it
they praying on my downfall.
no legit. And then after you're done, like you dispose of it with like spices and like everything like that. You do it until the yolk sinks because
That's
then you're sending
crazy.
that energy back to them and then you dispose of it.
What the heck?
Yeah.
That's super crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy, but I've always wanted to I felt the need to try it because also too the mal de ojo, the evil eye
Oh,
is
I'm like, I don't know what that means, babe.
is
I know what it is. The blue
no,
eye.
but yeah, but I truly believe in that because I don't remember. I don't know if you even noticed, babe, but like I used to wear the
Yeah,
bracelet,
I
like,
remember.
and I wore it for an entire year.
Mm,
I did not take it off, and it wasn't until recently where I felt like I was having bad luck or like just I felt like really weird energy, and I
mm.
felt really, really, really like I felt like something bad was gonna happen to me. And I don't know if I told you that, but like I ended up just like tossing the bracelet. I was like, I feel like it's the bracelet. Something kept on telling me it's the
I
bracelet, it's
remember.
the bracelet, it's the bracelet. I took it off. I disposed
Yeah,
of it, and ever since then, I haven't had that feeling.
yeah, I
And
remember.
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like those. I mean, it's kind of like going back to the rice or going back to the egg, and with the bracelet. Like,
Mm,
I just feel like if it is supposed to not attract per se, but if it's supposed to like suck in all like the badness and you just keep
mm,
it around you, it's like it's not like it goes away.
yeah.
Like, so let's say you get this evil spirit and then like it's stuck in your solo cup uncooked closet rice. It's just there. Even
Yeah.
with the egg, like you said, if you don't dispose of it like in the correct way, it's just like in this egg. So if it
Mm,
comes to like your bracelet and you're just carrying this bracelet around you, it's like it's not like it goes away. Like it's there. So
yeah.
I remember you telling me that. So I was like, cool. Like it just makes sense for you to like throw it away. Like it just
Yeah.
makes more sense.
And you're also not supposed to buy a mal de ojo, an evil eye bracelet or a necklace for anybody else. You're supposed to buy it yourself because you never know the intentions that of the person that's giving it to you.
Oh, Good to know. Didn't you also want that as a tattoo?
At one point, and then I realized, what the fuck am I thinking? Because that is permanently on me, and that is attracting evil.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I'm glad I understand that you're not going to get that anymore.
No, I'm. It was a phase. That
So
was a phase tattoo.
there's a couple more like Filipino superstitions in regards to, like, relationships that I want to go over before we like get out of here.
Hmm.
And a couple of these are kind of interesting. This one says, if you and your partner eat from the same plate,
Hmm.
you'll break up.
Babe, we've eaten from the same plate before.
I mean, we have, because like I don't want to wash a fucking extra dish. Like I'm not trying to do that shit.
Yeah, and it's more convenient.
So the only way I see this like kind of making sense is like, let's just say there's like a piece of like super tender meat that we're both sharing,
Hmm.
and like we're breaking it apart so that you and I can get like our own pieces. Or like if we have like a, like a thing of rice and we break it apart, it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess we're sharing, but we're also like taking from each other. That's the only way I can interpret this and make it, kind of justify
Yeah,
it. That's the only way I could kind of
try and
justify
make
it.
sense of it. Yeah, like
Yeah,
yeah.
because I mean, it's kind of crazy. I'm just like, oh.
But there's another one that I heard that if I don't know if it's in Filipino culture too, but like if someone sweeps your feet, like you're forever gonna be single.
Oh yeah, I've actually heard of that. It's also in Filipino culture as well.
Okay, I don't
Like,
know why.
no, no, it's weird because I remember doing that. I believe in the Philippines, and then
Mm,
my aunties just told me like, don't do that. Like that's not good for you to do.
yeah,
It's
I don't
weird.
know. I don't
I
know
mean, I don't
why.
know. That's just I don't really know. Um, there's one more here, and I do want to go over more superstitions closer to like Halloween as well.
Oh, absolutely.
But this one says, if you wear red underwear, you'll find love soon.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
I
right
believe in
now,
that one.
coincidentally, I'm actually wearing red underwear today.
Are
But
you
I have
actually really?
Yeah, but I have love, so I have nothing to complain about. I mean
Oh,
I guess so, because I mean, I mean that's where the love maker is. So you just attracting everybody to your penis or vagina.
okay.
Or if you're anal retentive.
I don't think you should say that. I don't think you should say that.
What? That's what, if you had rare red underwear? Red
No,
is
the anal retentive part.
what? We learned that word last night watching Love is Blind.
Oh, I was.
Someone was anal retentive.
Oh yeah, that one guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But those are
Mm-mm.
those are some superstitions that we wanted to go over each and every one of y'all today. So thank you for listening to the Mexipino podcast, everyone who's been retentive to what we've
Oh
been talking
God,
about. What?
nothing.
What? People have been like earlobe retentive to what we've been doing.
Oh gosh.
Right? One's in the
Yeah.
chat if you're earlobe retentive. Actually, there you go.
Bria goes, yeah.
Oh, I guess Bria's earlobe retentive. Everybody, shout out to my
Bria in the
niece.
background.
We should be getting another in-person podcast very soon, but in the meantime, thank each and every one of you for joining us on the Mexipino podcast today.
Yes, please be sure to follow us on all our socials at Mexipino Podcast, Instagram, TikTok,
Yes,
Twitter. Subscribe to YouTube if you're watching this and you're not subscribed. I'm gonna look for you and I'm gonna make you subscribe.
she said, "I will find you and I will kill you."
Oh my gosh. No,
Shout out
but
to Liam
seriously,
Neeson.
seriously, guys, we are almost at 1,000 subscribers for YouTube.
Yes.
So if you guys can like, share, subscribe, ew, I just said that.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
but seriously, share the YouTube page, subscribe to YouTube page.
Yes.
If you're listening to this on Spotify, just open up the YouTube app and subscribe. Just,
There you
just
go.
subscribe. You're already listening on Spotify. I might as well just look at our faces too.
You want to say subscribe like 10 more times?
Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe,
Three.
subscribe, 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 and subscribe.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, if she didn't say subscribe enough, my name is Nico Blitz,
I'm Jackie Ramirez.
and this is the Mexipino podcast. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Adios.
Bye.